God led his people with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. He showed them the right way to go and they followed him. But what about us? We don't have a pillar of cloud or fire to show us the way to go. And I've never heard a voice speak to me from a burning bush and tell me what to do. Is it still important for me and you to follow God? And if so, how does God lead us today? Today, we thought we'd do something a little bit different and put together a panel of very smart leaders to help us explore this question. How does God lead us today? This is a pretty big question. In fact, lots of people struggle with it. I know I do sometimes. I want to make good choices and follow Jesus, but sometimes I wish I had a pillar of fire to guide me. That way, when I wonder, what school does God want me to go to? Or, what job should I be doing? I could just look up in the sky and see which building the fire is hovering over. That would be awesome. When you were faced with these decisions, did you ask God to lead you and help you? And if so, did he send a pillar of fire to guide you? Or perhaps lead you in a different way?
My biggest decision I've made so far are the little decisions that I make each day. I may say something to someone and I may hurt their feelings and I won't be able to take back my words, but I can say sorry and they can forgive me. But sometimes that just impacts our lives.
Something that impacts my life every day is my decision to forgive. The more I forgive, the more I serve God and try to be like Jesus.
Never for me has it been in a pillar of fire, but that would be really cool. But sometimes I ask him, and I go, God, how can I ask this person for forgiveness because I've done something so wrong? And he'll provide me with different opportunities and times to say sorry to them, or he'll show me in the Bible verses about forgiveness to encourage me to go and do that.
I see God as, rather than a pillar of fire, a relief for me. For when I feel angry and really don't want to forgive someone, he comes and saves me, and then I can forgive.
We know that our God is a living God who wants to speak to us, encourage us, and lead us, but he doesn't always use a burning bush to do it. What are some ways that God speaks to you?
Through the Bible. And when I'm praying, sometimes I ask God, show me somewhere in the Bible which tells me I should make a certain decision. And I open up my Bible and there's a verse about forgiveness or a verse about praying. And the Bible is a great thing to look at.
God talks to me in worship and the words that are included in those songs. He also speaks to me in everyday life. I can see him working through other people and it's just so magical and awesome to see.
One of the biggest privileges we have today is being able to talk to God. In our lessons from Exodus, it was always Moses who spoke to God and passed on messages to the people. But today, you and I can talk to God ourselves, knowing we are loved and redeemed. I hope you've learned some awesome stuff from your leaders. See you soon.
Hey guys, and welcome to the game this week. Today, we're playing heads or tails. You know how it works. You've got to guess whether it's going to land on heads or tails. Ready? Heads or tails? It was tails. Who got that one? All right, let's go again. It was tails. Alrighty. One more. Heads or tails? Tails again. Wow. All right. Last one. It was tails again. 4 tails in a row. Can you believe it? Anyway, thanks for playing with us and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Hi everyone, can anyone remember what we learned about last week? We learned about the 10 plagues that God sent to Egypt. It shows that he was the one true God. After each plague, Moses went before Pharaoh and said, "Let God's people go." But how many times did Pharaoh say no? 9 times. Pharaoh had a hard heart and wouldn't let the people go. But after the 10th plague, Pharaoh finally said yes. So the Israelite people gathered their families and their animals and all their supplies. God had told them to prepare and they hurried to leave. What kinds of things do you find in the wilderness? Any street signs? Any nicely paved roads or maps? Nope. The wilderness is full of nothing, and it's very easy to get lost. So the Israelite people needed a leader to follow. I hope you guys have brought your Bibles with you today. If not, pause the video and try and find one, as today we are looking at Exodus 13, verse 21 to 22. In here it says, "By day the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of clouds to guide them on their way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, so that they could travel by day or night. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people." When the Israelite people left Egypt, they crossed the Red Sea and soon found themselves out in the desert. This was a hot What is the desert like? It's hot and dry and full of sand. The desert is very hot during the day and very cold at night. Wild animals lived there, and even Moses wasn't sure which way they were to go. But God had a special plan to keep them safe and to make sure they wouldn't get lost. During the daytime, the Israelites could see a huge cloud rising up like a pillar in the sky. The cloud moved forward slowly, and they moved with it, for it was God leading them. But the cloud did more than just show them where to go. During the day, when it was hot, the cloud gave them shade to keep them cool. It protected them from the burning sun. But at night, when it was cold and dark, a cloud wasn't much good. The Israelites needed light and warmth, and that was when the huge cloud turned into a pillar of fire. The fire gave them light at night. It helped them keep them warm in the cold desert, and it scared away all the wild animals that might try and hurt them. God had a perfect way to protect and lead his people. Day or night, the Israelites could always see that God was leading them and keeping them safe. They knew he was protecting them, and they praised him for it. God protects us too. He takes care of us wherever we are. So don't forget to thank him for his care. Our Bible verse this term, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Joshua 1 verses 9. I'm sure the wilderness would have been a bit of a scary place. So how did the Israelites stay strong and courageous? By remembering that God was with them and he was guiding them.